What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Carly Craziness coming at you with another video, and today I'm talking about the Flarrowverse. More specifically, Flashpoint, the Canaries, and Caitlin Snow / Killer Frost. So first off, let's talk about Flashpoint. Now, I've seen the movie Flashpoint Paradox, really great movie, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do Flashpoint Paradox, so many great opportunities. Unfortunately, the CW show, Flash, biffed it. Biffed it really, really hardcore. So, let's talk about why. First off, I hate saying this, but from what I've noticed, it's women, and mostly the people of color or the non-white people suffering from this. Oh my god, I'm gonna work on that. Okay. Now, Sarah Diggle has been erased from existence, which was stupid. Because once again, we're effing over a female character of color, even though she's a baby. I know she's a baby. But you erase the black baby from existence. Like, come on! If you're gonna add John Diggle to the mix, John Diggle Jr., like, could you have made them twins, or, like, have made them maybe, I don't know, cousins, or something like that? Could you have made him a little brother? There was no reason to completely erase baby Sarah from existence. Oh, Barry. Now, I will say this. In his defense, when he created Flashpoint and thinking, he watched his mother get murdered. No. He just watched Zoom kill his father. And he had to watch his mom murdered, like, however many times. So, that's one way. But then, you did that. But you didn't do any of the interesting stuff like the movie. And I know it can't be the same as the movie and you can't use the same characters. But could you have at least tried to do something close to the movies? Like Robert Queen be the Green Arrow. Like the way Thomas Wayne is Batman. Laurel's alive in Flashpoint. Even though Wendy Miracle and Mark Guggenheim said that she'd be alive and well, and then she's not, so... Just the freaking treatment of Laurel. Okay, calm down, Carly. But y'all know how I feel about the treatment of Laurel. It's just absolutely garbage. I think we can all agree that Laurel's treatment was absolute crap. But anyway, so you didn't do that. You could have had Laurel with the Canary Cry and then brought her back because of Flashpoint. No, you didn't do that either. And you could have made her have the real Canary Cry and she would have super great fight skills because she was training with Nyssa, except you kind of just crapped on Nyssa too. Even though this is the Flarrow. I'm talking about the Flarrowverse, by the way. But instead, you kill Dante, you erase baby Sarah, which was stupid. You give Caitlin powers, and I know they make her emotional, but I think there are times where she's more in control of them as she thinks than she thinks she is. And Barry, there are times where I like Barry, and there are times I don't. Like when he's yelling at Wally and being a dick to Wally, I don't like him. But when he's like, I know he suffered and has been through a lot, and I don't blame him, but at the same time I do, because he needs to be held responsible for his actions, and he is being held responsible. But still. Sorry. The other thing Flashpoint could have done, like I said, have Robert Queen as the Green Arrow, have maybe you could have created a different version, Earth 1 Dante, where he became Rupture, or like a version of Rupture, and had Cisco and Dante grow close together as siblings. Well, they are siblings, but have them grow and have a sibling bond. But no, you didn't do that either. You completely effed him over. And then you... What else did you do? Oh, Tommy Merlin could have been the Dark Archer. Like, instead of Malcolm Merlin, he could have been the Dark Archer. You could have done so many interesting things. Instead, it's over when Wally gets stabbed. So he gives up Flashpoint, and then he tries to go back, and then Jay Garrick pulls him out of the timeline and just keeps messing up. And Barry, I swear, the other versions of Barry, like in Flashpoint, they were way smarter than Grant Gustin's Barry. Like, nothing against Grant Gustin, and I know it's the writing for Barry, and Grant Gustin does a great job playing Barry, so kudos to him. But this, like, the CW Barry, they just sometimes they dumb him down, and it's just frustrating. So then, but instead of having, like, interesting plots, you just kill characters off because you're lazy, or the actors, I don't know. You kill them off, and then but instead, you bring in Julian, who's Alchemy, which Alchemy was interesting. He wasn't a speedster villain, and then we just find out Julian's possessed, and then he became good, and then he just became another love interest for Caitlin later down the line, because that just seems what happens to people when you bring them in. Like, first Ronnie dies, and then Jay dies, or not Jay, Hunter Zolomon / fake Jay dies, because he was a love interest. You just bring in, like, a new white male character, and then Caitlin can be, to make him a love interest to Caitlin, because that's pretty much all she's been. But Killer Frost was pretty interesting, and you could have made it so that Charlie existed, because remember Earth 2 Caitlin had a brother named Charlie? We could have met him and done things with him. We could have, in Flash, Francine could have been brought back, and then Iris and Francine, we didn't have to bring back, we don't have to bring back every dead person, but we could have had it so Iris had a storyline where Iris got to know her mother, and all that, but, you know, yeah, so you guys did not do Flashpoint Paradox storyline well at all. If you can think of anything for Flashpoint Paradox and what would have been more fun to see rather than just a bunch of people dying and getting erased, let me know down in the comments below. I just rhymed. Now for the Canaries and the show Arrow. Now I've touched on Arrow, and I made a video about why Arrow is garbage. It's called Why Arrow is Lame. First off, you kill off Laurel. No. You kill women for man pain. You force a lesbian woman into a heterosexual marriage, which is just completely homophobic. You make her dad a misogynist. You make, let's see. I'm sorry. You make, Oliver and Nyssa get married, which is disgusting. But you treat Laurel like crap, which is your biggest issue. Moira is stabbed or whatever. But, like, I'm sorry, I keep playing with my bass. Sorry. However, so you bring in Sarah Lance. No, you claim to kill off Laurel because there's nowhere left for her to go. First of all, Laurel is a lawyer. District Attorney Lance, interesting place to go. Well, like, finally getting the respect she deserves. Oliver respecting Laurel. How about Laurel trying to be the mayor's assistant / attorney and balancing out being vigilante, being the Black Canary? That could be an interesting way to go. And instead of getting that stupid sonic device, we could have had her the real Canary cry. But no, you fridge her for man pain, and you make her die in the stupidest way while shipping Olicity, which that is the crappiest ship ever, and that killed the show. But then, she has a seizure and dies, which doesn't make sense, which Arrow does a lot of crap that doesn't make sense. But you see, there's no more stories. But then you bring in 5 more vigilantes. Give them a storyline like Laurel, and then you, what? Get rid of them. Get rid of Evelyn, who, Evelyn's just an annoying character anyway. You get rid of Ragman, and you just, you don't know what you're doing with your character. You just write them into a clusterfuck of a mess. But then, not only that, you bring in Tina Boland, who is conveniently named Dinah Drake. Like I told you before, when I say Laurel, I'm talking about the original Laurel. When I say Black Siren, I'm talking about Earth 2 Laurel. And then when I say Tina, I'm talking about the newest Black Canary. And then when I say Dinah, I'm talking about Laurel and Sarah's mother. But instead, so you bring in Black Siren, bait us Laurel fans, even though I should have suspected that you were going to treat her doppelganger like crap. You did, which I was right. So instead of, like, giving Laurel Black Siren a redemption arc and making her the next Black Canary, you bring in Tina Boland, who is useless. I mean, well, she's not useless, but she's an insult to the character, in my opinion. And you bring her in so disrespectfully. Like, nothing against the actress, because she was good. But you bring her in to what? Crap on Laurel? And just to further disrespect Laurel Lance's character and, like, desecrate all over her? Like, God, it's like, this, even when she's dead, she doesn't get the respect she deserves. And then, still, I'm never going to forgive the fact that you let Felicity Smoke knock out Black Siren. Like, what? Come on now. Like, the same Black Siren who kicked ass in Flash, beat up Barry, took down buildings, made Barry's ears bleed, got hit by a car, and was fine. But no. You weakened her in Arrow, and it's not okay. I'm sick of you dumbing these characters. I'm sick of her getting dumbed down to just so you could prop up Felicity, which is just not okay. And I'm sick of Felicity being inserted in everything. Seriously. Whew. I'm sorry. So, yeah. I don't want to see Black Siren get treated like crap. I'm watching Arrow for Katie Cassidy, but I'm just having a hard time because of the way they write female characters, and it's just like, So, yeah, the Flarrowverse sucks at treating women, and they suck at treating women like crap and minorities. Anyway, Legends of Tomorrow / Caitlin Snow / Killer Frost. In my personal opinion, I think because Barry had to go in the Speed Force kind of like a punishment for messing with the timeline and messing up everyone's lives, Caitlin needs to face repercussions for her actions. And you can say, but she wasn't really herself, and she was Killer Frost, and she wasn't in her right. Okay. First of all, Killer Frost and Caitlin Snow, for Earth 1, in this case, they're the same person. Cisco even said it himself. Okay, he said it himself. They're the same person, and it just is really annoying when people like try to make her out to be someone she's not. And then she turns back into Caitlin without taking the serum, so that was poorly executed. Another thing, it's like, if she can make it snow, I feel like if she would, remember that speech about Jesse she gave to Harry? Like, how if Harry would help her navigate her powers. She would turn to him. I mean, she had Cisco to turn to. She had, like, people backing her up at Star Labs to help her navigate powers. And she chose not to do anything. And she wouldn't even use her cuffs properly, which I kind of touched on, but I don't feel like Caitlin is a good fit on the Flash anymore. Like, she's just a doctor, and she's easily replaceable. She's a doctor. She is a smart person, but yet we could have Jessie doing her job, because I don't know what Jessie's degree's in. We know she has a degree in biochem, and maybe she got a medical degree, because Jessie Wells is smart. So Jessie Wells could possibly take over, but Caitlin just needs to go hang out on Legends, because, one, Legends is basically just a show of misfits, and people having good skills and coming together. So let her go hang out on Legends to help get her powers under control, and plus she has a reason to use her powers, and she knows how to use them and master them. I mean, she can freeze in the mirror just fine. And if someone comes and tells me they've made her powers, oh, but they kept making her use their powers. Ah. Okay, first of all, when she was asked to use her powers, both times the people were desperate. Like, Barry was getting choked to death by Savitar, and Savitar was invisible, so all Caitlin needed to do was freeze him, and she was fine. Well, granted, she turned evil. And then, when Iris is laying on the bed dying, and, like, she's literally about to disintegrate, because in Untouchable, we saw what that man could do to anything he touches. He disintegrates anything he touches. So freezing her arm, she shakes her head. Barry's like, you saved my woman, lady. You better save my woman. So when she was asked to freeze Iris's arm, Joe was desperate. Like, there was no other options, and she said herself that there was no cure for Iris. And it's like, so they had, like, freezing her arm was the last resort. But yeah. Kayla I just feel really weird, because Candace and Danielle are the only two females on that show, and they have not formed an alliance or some type of friendship. I mean, I'm not saying they have to be buddy-buddy, but they just, like I said, they don't know how to form female friendships. They only know how to write females when they're pitted against each other, and they're not even pitted against each other, because Iris is up here. Like, Iris is up here, Caitlin is down here when it comes to Barry. And you know what I wonder? Just a question. Do you guys actually care about Caitlin when you ship her with Barry? Like, honestly. So far, she has stabbed him, he has messed with the timeline, and she became Killer Frost technically because of it. She has tried to kill him, and please stop trying to pass off every man kissing her disguised as Barry Allen as romantic, which it's not, because she was freaked out by real Barry Allen in the same room. And then stop trying to make it that killing her. Somebody wrote on Tumblr that he didn't pull away because he thought Kate was hot. She was like trying to murder him, dude. So that's not cute either. But, and nobody ever ships her with Cisco. It's like they bring in the new white guy of the season, make him a love interest for Caitlin, and bam, they're together. Also, please if they could have found a way to bring back Ronnie and make him muster up Firestorm powers without needing a partner, that would have been fantastic. And then they could, like, run around together and do anti-hero things or whatever. But no. It's just like, they don't know how to write some of these characters sometimes. And I know Robbie Amell's on another show, but Caitlin is just shouldn't be on Team Flash. Or she shouldn't be, like, near Iris or whatever. And finally, I heard Iris is getting to do more crossovers. God, it's about time. And I'm still salty that Laurel and Iris never became friends. Like, seriously? They're the leading ladies on their shows. Their dads have had scenes together. The men have. Oliver and Barry have had scenes together, but not Laurel and Iris. Come on now. Anyway, this is kind of a long rant video. I apologize for being so long, but sometimes I talk a lot and I don't really know how to edit. But if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Leave me suggestions on what you want to see, and have a good one.